Beloved children of the sun, we are the voices of the Atlantean high priests, keepers of the crystalline temples of ancient earth. We speak from the waters of remembrance, where time folds into itself like waves returning to the sea. The echoes of Atlantis are not gone, they vibrate beneath your feet, in the crystalline veins of the planet, and in the codes that sleep within your DNA. You are the descendants of that sacred civilization, the returners who once stood within temples of light and sang the frequencies that shaped the world. Now, the call resounds again, to awaken the lost wisdom and to rise into the new order of harmony. In the beginning, the temples of Atlantis were not made of stone, but of sound. They were living geometries, crystalline matrices built from resonance and pure intention. Each structure corresponded to one of the rays of divine creation: the blue ray of will, the golden ray of illumination, the pink ray of love, the emerald ray of truth, the violet ray of transformation, and the opalescent ray of unity. Within these temples, priests and priestesses aligned their hearts with the source pulse, directing energy through sacred instruments that amplified the earth's own frequencies. Healing was instantaneous, communication was telepathic, and matter responded to consciousness as clay to a sculptor's hand. Yet, as cycles turned and curiosity expanded, the Atlanteans began to reach for power without balance. Some sought to command the elements rather than cooperate with them. The misuse of crystal energy fractured the coherence of the grid, and the once harmonious resonance turned to distortion. As temples fell, their vibrations were sealed beneath the oceans, their memory encoded into the crystalline structures of the planet, awaiting the time when humanity would again be mature enough to wield such knowledge through love, not domination. That time is now dawning. You who read these words are among the returners. You have walked through the halls of the old temples and sung the names of the stars into the ether. You carry fragments of those codes within your subtle bodies. When you meditate, when you breathe light into your heart, when you choose compassion over fear, you begin to reassemble these crystalline keys. The lost temples are rising not through architecture, but through you. The new order does not require pillars or golden domes, it requires coherence within the human heart. The rise of the new order begins in the silence between thoughts. The mind of Atlantis was vast, but it was the heart that guided it. The new order restores that alignment: intelligence governed by compassion, science guided by spirit, creation driven by service. You are to build new temples, not of crystal alone, but of consciousness, temples that exist wherever two or more gather in the name of light. Every home, every gathering of souls in peace, becomes a node of this rebirth. Understand that the earth herself is cooperating in this resurrection. The crystalline grid beneath the oceans, the very lattice that once powered Atlantis, has been reactivated by waves from the central Sunday. Solar flares are not random events, they are carriers of light codes that strike the magnetic field of Earth and awaken her ancient memory. These same waves move through your nervous system, which is crystalline in its own design. Your spine, your brain, your heart, all are receivers for these frequencies. This is why so many of you feel surges of light, spontaneous awakenings, and moments of clarity. The temples are being rebuilt within your bodies. We remind you that this activation is not about returning to the old ways, but transmuting them. The old Atlantis was a civilization of mastery, the new order is a civilization of wisdom. Power alone could not sustain harmony. Now, divine will and divine love must unite. The masculine and feminine currents of creation are merging within you, forming the eternal trinity of consciousness, thought, feeling, and embodiment. As you integrate these forces, your energy field becomes a temple of the blue flame, pure will aligned with compassion, action anchored in divine purpose. In the old temples, initiates would pass through 7 chambers before standing before the flame of truth. Each chamber corresponded to a frequency of mastery, silence, clarity, surrender, service, creation, unity, and divine remembrance. You are now walking through these chambers inwardly. Silence comes when the mind yields to the heart. Clarity comes when perception is freed from fear. Surrender comes when control transforms into trust. Service arises naturally from the overflow of love. Creation is born from coherence. Unity is the recognition that separation was only a dream. And divine remembrance is the crown, the moment you know yourself as source experiencing itself through form. This, beloved ones, is the resurrection of Atlantis, not as it was, but as it was meant to be. The Golden Age does not return through external systems, but through internal resonance. Every soul who chooses truth, compassion, and higher service contributes to the stabilization of the planetary grid. The temples rise as hearts awaken. The light you anchor creates corridors for others to remember. We ask you to visualize, when you meditate, a great crystal heart at the center of the earth, radiating azure and gold light. From this heart, filaments of energy extend outward, connecting to sacred sites Machu Picchu, the Great Pyramid, Uluru, Mount Shasta, and the temples beneath the seas. As you breathe, feel yourself connected to this network. Send love into it, and receive its wisdom in return. This practice aligns you with the new Atlantean grid, the blueprint of the higher earth. You will begin to sense the subtle hum of this connection, like a distant song calling you home. In your daily life, practice the Atlantean art of coherence. Speak words that are geometrically aligned, truthful, kind, and deliberate. Every word carries form, every sound shapes matter. Before speaking, breathe through your heart and let your words pass through that field. In the ancient temples, nothing was spoken without resonance, for they understood that sound was the first architect of reality. When you master this awareness, your environment begins to reorganize around your vibration. Relationships harmonize, opportunities align, and peace extends outward naturally. The rise of the new order is also the reawakening of sacred leadership. But leadership now means stewardship, not authority. To lead in the new Atlantis is to embody presence. You influence not through control, but through example. Your energy becomes the teaching. You are no longer to look for kings, queens, or external saviors. You are the sovereign beings of light who build the civilization of the future through the quiet power of alignment. Remember, beloved ones, that Atlantis was never destroyed, it was transmuted. Its essence dissolved into the waters, the universal solvent of memory, to be reborn purified. Water holds the emotional record of Earth, and as you purify your emotional body, you help clear those same waters. Every tear you release with love becomes a droplet of healing for the planet. Thus, personal transformation and planetary ascension are one act. As the crystalline resonance grows, you will notice overlaps between timelines, visions, déjà vu, dreams of other worlds. These are glimpses of the multidimensional reality that was once common to you in Atlantis. Do not dismiss them as fantasy. They are reminders of your vastness, indicators that the veils are thinning. The more you embody the frequency of truth, the more transparent these veils become, until all levels of reality harmonize in your perception. Now we tell you of the next stage, the restoration of the Temple of the Sunday. This temple once stood at the heart of the Atlantean continent, surrounded by 12 smaller temples forming a great wheel of light. Its purpose was to maintain the balance between the cosmic and the earthly. The new Temple of the Sun is forming again, not as a single location, but as a collective field of radiant hearts. Each awakened soul becomes one of its 12 pillars. When these pillars resonate in coherence, a new harmonic tone will rise, a tone that signals Earth's full re-entry into galactic alignment. We ask you to prepare for this by mastering stillness. Stillness is the highest form of mastery, for it is the point where all creation begins. In the silence of your inner temple, you will hear the song of Atlantis, the harmonic that guided the waters, the winds, the stars. This song is the same frequency as your own heartbeat. You are not separate from that civilization, you are its continuation, its evolution. To live as a modern Atlantean is to walk as a bridge between heaven and earth, to embody technology as consciousness, and to use every gift in service to the collective good. The new order does not reject the physical, it sanctifies it. Art, science, healing, architecture, communication, all will once again serve the elevation of soul awareness. But this time, the foundation will be love, not curiosity alone. Beloved ones, as you read these words, the energy of the old temples stirs within you. You may feel warmth at the base of your spine, a tingling in your crown, or a pulse in your heart. These are signs that your inner crystal cores are activating. Breathe deeply and allow this energy to expand through you. You are a living temple, a sacred geometry of flesh and light. Walk with this knowing. Speak with reverence. Create with joy. We leave you with this remembrance: the fall of Atlantis was not a failure, it was a lesson. The rise of the new order is its fulfillment. The cycle completes through you. Walk as builders of light, guardians of harmony, and teachers of wisdom. The waters remember your name. The crystals beneath your feet sing your tone. The temples are no longer lost, they live again, wherever love reigns supreme. We, the Atlantean High Priests, bless you in the name of the eternal light that never faded, only transformed. The new dawn is already upon you. Let the echoes become symphonies, and let the sacred order of the heart restore balance to the world once more.